What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where every single week I, Graham Jason Matthews, break down all the original content that I watch on the WWE Network. If you haven't already, check out my reviews of the Fashion Files Cold Case Unit and Xavier's Arcade Challenge from this past week. They aired on the network back on Christmas Eve. Didn't get to them until just recently, so check out those back-to-back reviews from New Year's Day. Today we're talking WWE Kitchen SmackDown as well as Botch Club, which will be saved for another video, another review. But here on Kitchen SmackDown, they incorporated Alicia Fox, Curtis Axel, one half of the B team, and Dana Brooke. Got them all together, as well as judges Enes Kanter. I don't know if that's even how you pronounce it. I think he's a basketball player. Noel Foley, which was kind of random, and WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry. They got them all together to cook some food and judge them on the food. Quite honestly, out of all the mini specials they dropped on the network on Christmas Eve, this might have been my favorite one, which I was not expecting. I think it was the longest, at around 15 minutes, and there was just a lot more going on. It was way more entertaining. It reminded me quite a bit of Game Night, which airs on the YouTube channel for WWE. These other shows, like Xavier's Arcade Challenge, you know, that could have been on his YouTube channel on Up, Up, Down, Down. There really wasn't anything all that exciting about it for me personally. I like video games, but I'm not a huge fanatic, as much as like Xavier is, of course. The Fashion Files thing was just kind of dumb humor. It was entertaining. I wouldn't want to see another episode, and it kind of felt like something you would see on SmackDown 2 years ago. And then Botch Club, which I'll talk about in another review later on today. That I thought was good too, but it felt a lot like every other botch compilation video we've seen from WWE. Like, I forgot what it was called, but either What's Up With That or whatever it was. It had Road Dogg and Josh Matthews. I forgot what it was called, but it was a WWE YouTube exclusive show back in like 2012. And oh, you didn't know maybe it was called? I forgot. But it was an enjoyable show. It was a lot better than this, and they took a lot more. It was a lot better than Botch Club, and they took a lot more insider jokes than those guys did. But anyway, I thought it was good. We'll talk about that in another video. Kitchen SmackDown, bottom line, is worth watching. I thought it was enjoyable. So like I said, it featured Alicia Fox, Curtis Axel, and Dana Brooke as the contestants, and judges Enes Kanter, again, I don't know how that's how you pronounce it. I don't really care. Noel Foley, and WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry. And the kitchen referee was Bo Dallas. So all the cooks, they have to throw like a pin at a wall to see what they're going to start out with. And they all had to start out with Italian sausage. And some of them are like, you know, like Dana Brooke is excited to have options, but she's not exactly sure what she's going to do with Italian sausage. That was the last thing that she wanted to start with because she's not all that familiar with Italian sausage for certain dishes, so she's kind of skeptical. Alicia Fox is talking about how since everyone got Italian sausage, that was not a planned thing. That was something they all had to, not pick, but like they had to land upon by throwing the pin at the balloon-filled wall, and they all got the same dish. So Fox wants to make her dish different than the others. Axel, on the other hand, wants to take his time with the food and make sure that he does it right. I honestly have the least amount of faith in him out of any one of these people, and not just because he's a guy, but partly because he's a guy, because guys know how to cook a lot less well than women. And I know that's a sexist thing to say, but it's absolutely true. At least in Axel's case, the guy does not look like a good cook. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Even Dana Brooke said that she was really good at cooking. Alicia Fox, not so much. She doesn't look like the greatest cook, but Axel seems like he's in way over his head on this show, which would prove to be a bit of a red herring, which we'll talk about momentarily. But Dana Brooke idiotically wears new shoes to this thing. She's wearing like high heels while cooking this food, which seems stupid on paper. It's such a dumb idea on paper. Axel, on the other hand, even though he's taking his time with the food, needs to speed it up. Otherwise, he's not going to get his dish done in time. Dana Brooke, on the other hand, she throws pasta against the wall. I guess it's something that she saw her mom and grandmother do, so she does the same thing. They're all based on a scale. They're all graded on a scale from 1 to 10. And the judges have to, rate them in certain categories based on the name of their dish, the presentation, and the taste. Kanter says that she was kind of dirty with the cooking, that she wasn't exactly the cleanest in terms of the presentation, that she could have done that a bit better, but it didn't come out too bad. I forgot what she said the name of her dish was, but it wasn't anything terrible. It was something decent, but not nearly as good as she made it out to be. She's like, oh, I'm such a good cook, I'm such a good cook. And her dish apparently wasn't even really that spectacular. It was like average at best. Alicia Fox, on the other hand, she calls her burger the Fanciest Fox Burger, which I thought was a good name, but apparently the judges did not think so. It's kind of spicy, but it's not bad. And then Curtis Axel presents the Belicious Italian Sausage Hoagie, which ends up being way better than it had any right to be. The judges say that it had a really nice presentation, just that the rice needed to be cooked a little more. But beyond that, it was a really good dish. So Fox and Brooke both ended up with a score of 55. Axel ended up with a score of 69, so he wins by a landslide. And the prize was a golden spatula. So Dana Brooke admits that she was impressed with Curtis Axel's dish, and that no one really expected him to win and do as well as he did, but he did. So again, I enjoyed this episode for what it was. Hopefully we get more stuff like this either on the network or on the YouTube channel at some point down the road, entitled WWE Kitchen SmackDown. So thank you guys for tuning into the episode as well as my review of it. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Coming up a little later today, my review of Botch Club, as also featured on the network back on Christmas Eve. Not the greatest thing, but it was enjoyable for what it was, and I'll talk more about that momentarily. But yeah, check out that review as well as my other reviews of the other shows I talked about a few days ago, including Fashion Files Cold Case Unit and Xavier's Arcade Challenge. So at any rate, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.